Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise and I'm on a mission to try and figure out who is or who was Q. So I'm going to use a few different decks of systems and see if I can figure this out. So this first one, I am using this deck here, Radiant Wise Spirit by Scarabeo. Okay, and who is or was Q? Okay. Well, someone who tapped in, seduced. He seduced. He, she, whoever this person was. And maybe we could say it was a guy because it's the Knight of Cups. I don't know. I just don't tend to genderize cards very well. But the quality of all the knights is that they move forward. So this is fire and water. And this guy's on a mission, or this person is on a mission to put something out in the world to make people feel like they feel, which is like they don't have many options. Wow. So this could be a younger guy. If it's a guy, it's a younger person. And somebody who wanted to send a message. You know, it's basically somebody with a good imagination too. A really good imagination. And has tapped into the way that other people feel, where they're trying to bring in some type of a resolution to the past where they did not have options. But even if this were straight up, you know, we're talking illusions, deceptions. So this person definitely deceived a lot of people, maybe had even an overactive imagination, and then at some point decided they were going to focus in on just one or two or three things that would still create the deception, still this, like subterfuge of just, crazy talk, but bring in some success to this person. So there was the wanting the victory, wanting the, some fame, wanting money and riches and maybe even some power. And this person came from a very unhappy family. A broken family, a divorced family. This person, if they're still with us on the planet, is needing to learn self-love. Okay, so that's what I get with the tarot. Now, I'm going to move on to the Kipper, and I'm using this deck here by Tira Marchetti. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. I have enough trouble with just saying Lunamon. Okay, but Q. Who is Q? Let's start with 5 cards. I'll see what I can fit. Yeah, so there we have, of course, and that's the way it should work. Is these different systems should complement each other and reinforce the same message. Okay, interesting. So now I think it is a man, or was a man, if they're still around. But somebody who started out in, yeah, let's see if I can just bring things in this way. I still have my camera down low from doing the daily spiritual growth readings. And all my viewers who just watch my political readings, you might not notice that I also do spiritual growth readings that bring in a message that's more than just the day. So check out those videos if that's interesting to you. So the theme with this guy is you know, this was somebody looking for work, but it not necessarily coming from the place of having good, stable work, and actually probably growing up in destitution, because with this poverty card, it's all about, you know, not even being able to live within your means, like not even having that type of, like, you know, food on the table every day, roof over your head. We're talking destitution here. And then at some point, he was gifted with some type of an idea to rile up a bunch of people. And I don't know, you know, what type of money that, you know, came through, but that created change, and the person got money. Now, so the work he put in did bring in the money, probably left him pretty wealthy. This is also a younger guy. So he put in the work, and it did bring him the money. So, you know, this is another grifter. Okay. A grifter full of lies, just like Mr. Frump, or Flump, or Don the Con, Mr. Always Be Golfing. Okay, so now I'm going to use the Lunamon and this deck. And let's see. Let's see what comes through this way. Who is Q? Yeah. Wow. Interesting. So, yes, of course, someone sly and cunning and nefarious who watched the news and put his heart and soul into creating some wealth for himself and trying to bring in power and authority into himself. And may have even been connected with, is that, this could be some money backers, this could be the government, this could be people in positions of power. I'm kind of wondering if he was already, let me just draw some more cards. Yeah, I think I'll be able to fit another row. I need more information here, because now I'm wondering, is like, was he connected to Trump from the beginning, or that's where I'm going to need you guys to let me know, because I've done no research at all. I don't know when he started, and I'm not sure it was a he, but it sure looked like it with the. Yeah, who is, or who was, is even still alive? Who is Q? Oh, you don't think he's alive anymore. Okay. Wow. You know what, you guys, this is one of those things where we may never know. Because what I'm seeing here is he was in communication with some nefarious, he was a nefarious player, and he was in communication with other, excuse me, nefarious players. And yeah, and he also cared about getting his voice out and communicating, and was moving towards anybody who would receive him and bring him in. And somebody rich and powerful and who was kind of protected nurtured him in, brought him in. And it was all very secret, of course, we know that. Nothing new there. This could mean that either he did cross over. I'll ask further. I'll reshuffle and ask further. But I also have another deck I can use that's, yeah, I'll tell you when I get there. This could be that the relationship ended because the person's not in power anymore. And it could also be that the person in power was very dangerous. This card is dangerous. It's also a card of removal, which we know that Trump wasn't removed, but he was definitely dangerous. Interesting. Yeah, okay. I'm going to use this other deck. So I think it was a guy. He may not be alive anymore. I know I've had a few comments that maybe he died of COVID because he hasn't been heard from since December. So I'm using this deck here, the Mondnacht, I think, Lunamon. And it's a German deck. If you want to find it, the gentleman is Patrick Scheller. Beautiful artwork. And you could find him online there at cartonoracle.com or on Etsy. I found it on Etsy. And it comes with, you can get just the basic 1 through 36 cards, or you can get the extended deck as well. And that's what I've done. And so it's all shuffled. The only thing is, I may need to use the little book if I get, because I'm not really familiar much. Well, some of them are just really easy for me, and then others I might have to look up the meaning, and that's okay if I have to do that. So let's see if I can fit 10 cards here and find out if he's, let's get more information as to who he was and if he's still alive. Okay, so that's a crossroads, which means choices. There's the flowers or the bouquet. That one is, I can't remember the name of it, but it's called Tunnel. I remember now. It's Tunnel. And it's kind of like a portal, but something you have to go through. Okay, so let me just focus on Q before I get into the cards. So it was a man. Okay, thank you. We didn't get the lady card. We got the man card. Okay, so now that I know I have plenty of room here, let's do 5 below. Is he still alive? There's the garden parks representing the social media. There's the moon representing his reputation. Storks representing change. Bread, which is kind of like, life and manna from heaven. And the lilies. Okay, so I'm going to have to ask separately if he's alive. I think I'll just use, which deck should I use for that? Well, I'll just use my yes or no cards. Well, nah, let's do this one. No, not that one. I'll use this one. So I'll shuffle this, thinking into the alive or dead. Is the guy still alive or dead? Well, I'm looking at these cards. So what I'm seeing here with this tunnel is that he went through a challenging time. So what the dude did is he chose to make an alternate, reality for himself where he could continually be in the gift, getting the gift. He was trying to create surprising, not really shocking, but just surprising things, and he was risky. He's an opportunist that was risky. But yeah, so he chose to make. Well, also, he could have received gifts. Sometimes this is about gifts and invitations, but I think what it's really saying is who he was as a guy who chose to surprise, like he wanted to surprise people and then have a reputation for that. And so here we're talking about alternative forms of social media as well. So, you know what? I'm not asking the right question. I'll reshuffle and ask, why hasn't he posted? Okay, but let's look at this more about if he's still alive and who he is. So I think definitely it's a man. He has increased in his wealth. He's taken opportunity and risks, and it's been kind of lucky, if you believe in luck, good or bad luck. I don't. I believe we create our own reality. But so he created some good fortune for himself. And now he might be in more of a peaceful place because he went through something. He had to go through something kind of, I'm hearing, long and arduous that created change. And then he may have even relocated and moved on to a more peaceful place. Yeah, interesting. So this alternate social media, and this is his reputation of being a little, surprising. And this change. Okay, so that's interesting. Let's ask. Let me just reshuffle using all of these because I have such a wide array of options with this deck. Okay, so I'm going to find out, why did he stop posting? What happened? So now we know his background. Came from a broken family, very unhappy family. I've determined that it's a man. But he did create wealth for himself. Came from poverty and created wealth for himself. So now what? Why, dude? Why'd you stop posting? Did things get too hot? Like why did you stop posting? Mr. Q. Why did you stop posting? Yeah. So we have the mice. I don't know the name of this, but it's cold, kind of frozen. Ah. Wow. Okay, let's keep going. Let me draw the cards first. Why did you stop posting? And where did you go? Are you alive or dead? Or did you relocate? Where did you even come from? I'd like to know that too. Like, was this a foreign guy? Is this someone from Russia? Like, show me that. Okay. Oh. Interesting. Okay, so, with all of these spreads, I've kind of exhausted the means of showing a foreign influence with the Lunamon, and even the Kipper. I had opportunity after opportunity to get a card that showed that would reveal foreign influence, like the ship. I didn't even get it with the tarot, although there were only 4 cards. I don't think he was Russian. I think could have been another ethnicity, but I don't think. Well, let's see the little Buddha card. Let me see what that. I think that's pretty much just about kind of a peaceful person. Okay, let's see. Oh, here. This card especially represents mindfulness, awareness, and serenity. It can also stand for inner contemplation and meditation. It's a reminder to become aware of the power of one's own thoughts and expresses the fact that reality is determined by one's thoughts and perception. Okay. So I think it's speaking to the fact that he perceived that he was about to lose something. This card has everything to do with cold and being like frozen out, like stopping something in its this card symbol, the ice. Oh, it's an ice crystal. Okay, symbol for winter and for cold temperatures. Also, a sense of frozen water for solidification. Because I was asking where he went or where he is. He could be in a colder climate. Like he could be in Nepal. That's possible. It also expresses cold feelings like ruthlessness, mercilessness, not having no mercy, and lovelessness. Interesting. But it talks about freezing something figuratively. It means that you want to keep something in a certain state and don't want any further changes at all. Yeah. I think he was trying to protect himself from loss. He was trying to minimize loss. That's why he got quiet. This is home, and this is like a opulent, kind of a very showy, beautiful home. Somewhere where it's really cold, or at least gets really cold. And maybe he wanted more harmony in his life with this, musical card here. But I think he was afraid of being, the abuse coming back at him. Maybe he had an offer to, with the hand here, might have had an offer to minimize his risk. Because I think he was being watched. And then with the bridge card, he took it looks to me like he took the bridge to a new life. So I think he's still alive. We may never know who this dude is, but I think he took off. He got the heck out of Dodge, is what I think. Because if it were to be anything different, like let me see if let me find just a really basic, how about the Under the Roses? Yeah. Okay, let me show you what I could have gotten. If he were dead, if he'd crossed over, if he would have been foreign, this card at least would have come through once, but it did not come through at all. We didn't get dog like he has friends or loyalty. I think he was a loner. We didn't get the grave or the coffin card to show that he was crossed over or had died. So I think he's still alive. I think he was afraid of being watched and wanted to minimize his risk. So, well, that's all I've got on this dude, and I think it was a dude. Like I don't feel feminine energy at all, and I don't see it here with the cards. So, okay. Well, thanks you guys for hanging in there with me again. All right. Take good care. Bye.